Hi gardening friends, I'm Lark and I'm in Wisconsin, Zone 5. Welcome to Tea Time Tuesday for another walk. 90s here today. 94, 93. Whoops, I'm sorry. I am bobbing here. I'm not watching. We're back in the wild area. It's jewelweed blowing in front of the butterfly. That blooms later, orange flower, early fall, late summer. Ligularia, the rocket, just starting to set off its blooms. Windy today, but that's good because, like I said, it's in the 90s and humid. I have blueberries on my blueberry bushes this year. I think I should pick them while it's still morning. Some Japanese painted ferns. Some lungwort. That's my very first plant in the garden, I think, to bloom. Pretty foliage though, all season long. I cut down the goat's beard, which was going to seed. Now we can see the hostas a little better. A stilby drying up, going to seed. Lily of the valley. Variegated hosta. Now this is the other Ligularia, the rocket, and it has more of a palm and serrated leaf. I don't know if I picked up the leaf on the other one. Both, as far as I know, are called the rocket. Masterwort. Leaf kind of looks like a cranesbill, doesn't it? Masterwort. Ursicaria. Should be setting its flower soon. I'll catch it for you. It's very fine, probably on the order of this, still be color, but very fine flower. Hardly noticeable, so in mass maybe it'll be more noticeable. I guess I'm hanging out in the shade because it's so hot in the sun here. some in substance. Lady's mantle. That'll take a little sun. Like morning sun is nice. Allium drumstick. Tiny. Pretty color though, isn't it? This is like, what, 1, 2, almost 3 layers of flowers here. You know I like fleabane. Pretty red. Some coronation gold yarrow, very tall, probably a good 3 to 4 feet tall. First of the summer phlox and red bee balm. Are you smiling? Spray painted alliums. More of that drumstick allium. That's one of the last to bloom. Salome series. This is a tiny daylily. So here I'm picking up, there's the yellow center of the fleabane, and then the yellow and red of this little daylily, and then the tick seed. All the colors playing off of each other. And then the burgundy of the perilla, and then the burgundy center of the daylily. We got a theme going on here. I think it's called iris. Strong stem daylily. Oh, strong. Beautiful. And then the yucca. Makes it through our very cold winters. And that's from shaking seed in the garden. They come up here and there and everywhere. Oh, the monarch just buzzed me. So that dash of gold back there, can you see with all the green that is getting ready to bloom? It adds some color here and there with just reseeds. And that's what I'm after, color, all the time. Oh yeah, look what I got right here. Japanese beetle. Little bit of the buttercup primrose blooming yet. Variegated yucca that keeps getting eaten, I think, by the deer. At least that white butterfly isn't getting on my brassicas this year. I have the hoop house over it. Some insect cloth. Oh, this is dry in here. Can you see how weepy my poor bee balm is? Now I will pull out bee balm and dig out around that lily so it has more room to grow this summer. So as soon as the bee balm starts looking a little yucky, I will thin it out around that lily. Whoops. Cilantro gives you a nice white in the garden too, and attracts a lot of beneficial insects. See how the perilla is filling in between my plants, so I have some color and foliage and I'm not seeing the weeds that are under there, because believe me, there's weeds. Let's look in here. It's probably more perilla too. Okay, there is more tiny perilla coming up. The strong will survive. This year though, I plan on pulling it out before it goes to seed. Oh, I see some of the Joe Pye is starting to flower. Little early. Where are we here? There you are. Joe Pye. And this is Gateway. It has the more burgundy stem and the deeper mauve flower. A lot of red and orange in the garden this time of the year for me. Pink is starting with the phlox and the coneflowers. Now these were all white at one time. Now I just have that one white there. And the rest, oh, it looks like it might be a few more whites here. This looks like it might be a white. We'll see. Heliopsis, variegated. See the foliage there? Pretty. Loses its variegation, I think, with the heat. still a strong yellow in the garden, or gold. Balloon flower here in bud, right on the edge. What do we have, about 3 feet here, 3.5 feet? I didn't plant it there. Rose campion. I don't know where it all is because I spread lots of seed throughout the garden. One year it grows, one year it flowers, so I don't even see the plants growing this year. We certainly had enough rain this spring. Butterfly weed, right there. Native. The orange red is a likeness, Lycnis, in the Maltese cross family. More flax. This one here has a little white center. This is the common Heliopsis. Deadheaded, and it'll keep blooming and blooming for you. Ditch daylily, common, but oh, I love it. This is what I try to do every day. Take off the spent blooms so it looks pretty. Queen of the Prairie. White flax back there, which should be taller, but remember all season I said the deer kept pruning my flax, so it's blooming a little shorter. My Asiatic lilies are starting to decline now. This one here bloomed, but I have one more, bud. One more bloom. And then I cut it off like that. As soon as this is done blooming, oh, where is it? There it is. This is done blooming. I will cut it off right below the blooms, where the blooms were. Right there. And it will give nutrition to the root system then, instead of trying to make seed. So that is a good thing about deadheading, is it promotes better root growth. Unless you want to collect seed. Now here is the lupine. Okay, here's the lupine leaf. Fungusy looking leaf. Can I find a prettier one? Oh, let's see here. This is a lupine leaf. And then this is it when it goes to seed. So anytime now, it's dropped some of its own seed. So I will be cutting these off and then saving the seed and tossing them. Looks yucky in the garden for a while to see this dead or drying up plant, but it's beneficial. You get free plants. Pretty Gloriosa daisy. Oh, your petals flopping over. You like that? There, I fixed you. A little more of a hot pink phlox. Pretty. Now I probably, when I transplanted, these are another Salome series, a small daylily that I transplanted in spring. I should take off those buds or flowers so the root grows better, but I want to see if I did pick the right one to put here, the color. I'm not positive. After I see the color, then I will cut off the rest of the blooms. Little lamb's ear, or what else is it called? Big ears. That's what this one's called. Doesn't get flowers, or very seldom. Very drought tolerant. One of my favorite daylilies. Isn't that pretty? So dark. So I moved it to the shade, mostly shade. And I like the perilla on the ground there for the ground cover. And then the dark of this daylily flower, Gloriosas, kind of go with the center of the daylily. Red and gold going on here. So what would you say? A lot of Gloriosa daisies in my garden right now. Bee balm. Yeah. Little bee balm. I have a little bit of a pink that I didn't intend to be in there. I had it in the wild area. It's pretty color, fuchsia color. But I wanted it all to be red in the garden, so I didn't have it mixing. But not anymore. It's mixing. It's doing what it wants to do. And the monarchs in the garden looking for the milkweed. Oh, there he is. A lot of monarchs the last couple days. Can't do it on camera. They'll do it if they want to do it. There's several of them flying around here. And the trumpet vine is starting to bloom. Let's see if I can get you back there here. There's a clematis, that deep purple clematis growing with the trumpet vine in and around. And then there's some of the blooms started. Whoops, whoops. The hummingbirds love that one. Shall we go down below? There's nothing much different in the veggie garden. Tomatoes are getting bigger. Cucumbers, I did get one cucumber. Oh, this one, I forgot to show you. This daylily here. Real fragrant. Can't help you out with a name, though. I'm going to pick this one. Oh, smells like lily of the valley. Sweet autumn clematis. That's parked at the, or planted at the base of this trellis is now taking over because the climbing hydrangea is on its way to dying, or it'll come back next year. I don't know. Annabelle in mostly shade. The phlox in this area takes a while to bloom because it gets a lot more shade than up in the garden. Same with the bee balm. It always looks prettier down here later in the season because it doesn't bloom as fast. But it does bloom in part shade. A lot of the ditch daylily down here and phlox. And Queen of the Prairie. You see, Queen of the Prairie with the common ditch daylily, and then the yellow flower is loosestrife, firecracker loosestrife. Firecracker. Oh. And blueberries. Can you see them in there? We need to pick. So thankful that they're producing for me this year. Couple cups, but couple cups are better than nothing. Very little in the bog garden this year. Do you believe this goldenrod getting ready to bloom? And lots of Queen of the Prairie. It's really pretty down here because of the wet. It likes the wet. See how my tomatoes are doing down here. These are kind of going to meander on the ground, I think, or on branches. I'm going to put branches down. So we have maybe 6 tomatoes here, 7. And this is continually moist down here. My white yarrow. Oh, wow. What is that? What is that, my friends? Is that... That looks too big to be elderberry. Help me out. Compound leaf. That's just a healthy elderberry. Wow.